Well, I'm back with another great video. I know you guys usually have a different angle for my craft room, but today I'm taking you behind the scenes into a work day. Now I tried clipping on my microphone, but it tends to go against my shirt and then it creates a lot of noise. So I'm just gonna have to hold my microphone and try to get things done. But clearly I have some peaks in the back. It is lunchtime right now and I am so hungry. But before I do that, I'm going to take advantage and put my Cricut machine to work so I can be cutting in the back meanwhile I'm enjoying my meal. Cricut machine is all plugged in. It's already turned on. I need to grab my vinyl. I'm going to be using the black color. It's one of the most basics and I use the smart iron on. I definitely recommend this because you get to skip the step of having to use the mat. I'll show you right now. So when I'm using my smart iron on, the extra oh, I just dropped something. I dropped some vinyl. But this is the step that you do not have to do. I don't have to use the mat and use transfer paper. I can just go ahead, cut it out from here. Got to put in all the right settings. And then when it comes time to apply it onto my project, that's it. It's really simple to do. Now, just so I don't have to keep angling the camera, I'm just setting up my laptop over here. I got to get the file opened up, which is good to save your items. I know there's one project that I didn't save and then I had to redo it, but that's the thing about Canva. You can just save all your items here, and when it's time to print it out again, you can easily do that. So I got my project set up. I'm going to customize it just a little bit. Well, actually, I just decided to bring you guys over to give you some tips. So one of the good things about this platform is that it's easy to duplicate. So you would select everything and then it copies all the letters. And I'm going to do 3 distinct rows. And now I can select the make button. Now, depending on your project, you would sort all the little categories. For mine, I have to mirror my design and I'm not using the mat, so that's already uploaded. And on this screen is where you have to accommodate all the different pieces. I just do it all at once. I could cut it off like individually, but when it comes time to put all the little letters together, I want to make sure that it's even. So I just take the time to do it right now. I try to squeeze them in as much as I can, but because this one is way too long, I can't put 3 in one single row. So I'm trying to put it right below it without leaving too much of a gap. And you can also zoom into the project, so it makes it a lot easier to align your little pieces. So I'm going to hit continue. I have to load my material. Meanwhile, it's going to be connecting the machine. So let's go over back to that section. I do have to leave some spacing in the back just for the paper to be able to cycle itself and be able to read it. It's going to start reading the material just to measure out. It does this every single time, so you want to make sure that you have enough material beforehand. So that's what it's doing right now. It'll take it to the back and then cycle it back to the front. So again, that's why I did also leave some space. And I already hit go, so the project is going to start on its own. It'll take a few minutes, and since I have 3 rows to print out, and they're small letters as well. Now, good thing I got that set up because I'm still super hungry, but again, I wanted to get ahead throughout my day, so it's gonna work out. So my room is definitely chaotic right now, but that's what a usual day looks like. Especially for all the people that think that I do not work. They tell me, oh, but you don't have kids, like what could you possibly be up to? But when you're managing your own small business and clearly doing everything behind the scenes, trust me, it's a lot. Now, considering all the work behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure my pizza is going to be cold, so I'm just going to warm it up and then I can finally enjoy my meal. Just took a bite, super delicious, and the temperature is fine. I didn't need to warm it up again. Not that you guys needed to know that, but we're just adding on to this video so you don't have a boring video. So now lunch is done and now I'm ready to continue working. So I still have my machine cutting, which is really surprising, but like I mentioned, it's a lot of small details, so that usually takes a while to get in the little creases and stuff. But the next thing that I want to work on are pouches. I was already cutting up last night the different square panels that I would need, and these are some beautiful prints. You can see the first one, pink polka dot, which is obviously super cute and an essential. We do have this, sorry guys, I'm like cropped out. This one is also gorgeous. A lot of people love this print, and I mean there's just so many to work with. I can't go through all of them right now because it's quite a variety. And then these are different types of pouches that I'm going to work on, obviously completely different shapes. I have different keychains as well. And today I also want to do product photography for these bundles. So I'm going to show you really quick. I brought my little pieces over, which is not too far of a distance anyway, but something that I've been wanting to do for the longest is to make like different gift sets. So where you could get maybe like a pouch and a mini clip-on pouch as well. I mean, that's what it is. But okay, 2 different pouches and then a keychain. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out a way where I could charge what the product is worth, but also make a profit. So it is a little bit tricky trying to figure that out. But here's another bundle. You can see the bigger pouch, the smaller pouch for the keys, and then the actual keychain. That would be like a color black set. I have one that has cherries design. So either color coordinate the pieces or just do similar prints. So like even though this one's not the same as the back print, it still has to do with cherries. So it's the same theme. Same idea for this one. Like this square pattern is a little bit bigger on the back side, but it's smaller in the front. But it still carries the same idea of having a green checkered print. So little gift sets like that. I'm just trying to think about how am I going to take the pictures, because photography can be one of the most like difficult things, especially when it comes to lighting and really trying to promote the product. And second to that is the pricing, which I had already mentioned, trying to decide a price point, maybe make the bundles at a discount price. But I also want to make sure that I can profit from it as well, considering all the steps that it takes to make these pieces. So a lot of things to consider, but today I'm definitely going to work on some more pouches. So I'm working on these, and then I'm working on some of the smaller ones, not specifically in this print, but more so on making different designs of these products. So I'll leave you guys behind the scenes. I'm not sure if I'll be doing a voiceover or try to add some music, but you'll be seeing me work behind the scenes because I can't be talking the whole time, since I do have to hold the mic, because when I put it against my t-shirt, it creates like a lot of static noise. So I gotta figure that out as well, or maybe just buy me a better microphone. So I ended up cutting the vinyl for the portion that I did need. I try to cut it really close to the letters in order not to waste anything, because every time that I do have to make a cut, it already takes off about an inch from the starting point. But now I'm going to put it away and continue from here. Okay, so I clipped on my microphone again, but hopefully you guys can hear me and it doesn't make a lot of static sound. But the main reason that I needed, I'm trying not to crop up myself too much. I think we're good there. So the main reason that I needed this is because I have to do an order with the Joshua 1-9, but they don't want the red pattern that goes behind the letter. They want a sunflower print. So we're going to make it custom for the order. So to cut in between the letters, I have to be very careful since it's really close to one another. But when it comes to your own projects, of course, you can space it out as much as you would like. I just try to conserve as much of the vinyl as I can. So I only cut off the top and the bottom with my roller if necessary. And then one of my most important tools for these projects is my little weighting tool. I start off by removing the big panel of vinyl so then I can focus on the smaller details. And you have to be careful with this tool right here, because I have poked myself several times. But that's been during rush periods, so I've got to be very careful. And also when it comes to doing the letters, I already have a video on this, so I do explain it there a little bit more, so you can also go and check that out. And make sure that you leave a like, guys, because these are all things that I had to learn on my own. I couldn't find videos that were helpful for me, so I definitely put in the effort to create one for y'all. So please make sure to leave a comment, to leave a like, and of course if you're not subscribed, to do so, because I have a lot more ideas on the way. And so after that, I'm left with this sheet right here, which makes it a lot easier for me to work with. Next, I need to grab my scissors. Got my scissors. Now I'm going to cut in between the spaces. I'm going to put you guys a little bit closer in just a second. Now I would suggest that you put all the other pieces to a side. If not, they're all going to stick together. But I go through all the letters one by one, and I just pick out at whatever does not need to be there. It can feel a little bit time consuming sometimes, but you can always play like a podcast in the background, so it's not a boring time. Right now, just because I'm making this video, I don't have anything playing in the background because it does get a little bit distracting for me. But I'll just repeat the process for all these little decals that I have left, and then they are ready. And that's real-time footage of trying to get off that little piece of decal. But you can just customize it. If it's your first time, I would suggest trying out different fonts just so you can pick the best one for whatever it is that you're trying to print out. But again, my other video will be a lot more informative when it comes to making these decals. I took a quick little break to make me a nice ice cold tea. Now where I'm from, which is originally Miami, Florida, we do not know about tea. We just know like about soda, about juice. When I got here to a new state and it was all about tea. At first I was like, I don't think I'd like that, but now I'm obsessed. And I need it right now during my craft session. Need some little sugar to get me going. And I'm also going to have to leave this on the opposite side of my desk and just get it every now and then so I do not spill it on anything. So I'm already done peeling all the vinyl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some beige scraps, since this is what I use for the background. So that's where I'm going to be putting the little labels. I'm going to get some that look okay. This one could be good. So I'm just going to go through these. I've already ironed on the pieces and now I have all these little squares. I need to sew it now. So I did a rough cut, but I'm going to iron it since it does have creasing, and if I leave it just like this, it's going to give me a hard time when I'm trying to sew it. So to start preheating my iron, this is a little corner that I use. It's good because it's close to the outlet on this side. I like this part right here. It's very soothing. I don't have to think about any measurements. It's just taking a moment to apply some heat to the fabric. Not leaving it too long since cotton does shrink and this is cotton material. But I already have all the linings done. It's also a little stack just like my other pieces, so I can go ahead and start sewing these together. Now it's been a while since I've done little pouches, but this is the final result. They're supposed to look something like this, and a nice comfortable size, not overly huge. But that's what I'm currently working on, so I can make the little bundle sets if I finish within time, because then I would also have to take pictures, upload them onto the website. It's a whole routine. Now that I have my pieces, I can go ahead and grab my zippers. I'm probably going to grab about 5 just so I can work on those for the moment. Again, it's not a wise idea to have so much material. I already have my space really busy, as you guys can see. And this part is going to be the first voiceover specifically for this video. My microphone ended running out of battery. I was already recording for several hours, so it makes sense as to why that happened. But I did put my other one to charge. But in the meantime, I was adjusting the clip so I can go ahead to my sewing machine. And in this next portion of the video, I was also trying to show and explain a trick that I do when it comes to sewing. I have recorded this scene and that is to take a scrap of fabric that is going to go in between your pieces. So that way you don't have to keep adjusting your needle. You can just slide it into the project and just trim it out once you are finally done. But it serves as a great middle piece. Because what I would usually do is cut off the thread after every single project, and that can also be time consuming as you're constantly having to readjust the little wheel. But with this middle piece, you can just keep on going and going with every single project and just cut in between with the scissors. So it makes it a lot simpler to use. So after my sewing machine, that was just to attach the zipper onto the fabric, and so I could try to get a straight stitch all the way across. Now, before I continued with the second part of the process for making the pouches, I decided to take my ruler and cut off any of the excess, because once I'm aligning the different pieces, like the front to the front and the back to the back lining, it can get confusing when there's a little bit of extra fabric on the sides. So I decided, let me just trim out the excess. It was the first time that I had done it this way, and I think it definitely helped me out. Now, I'm not a professional when it comes to making pouches in terms of finding like a really good method for them, but they do turn out correctly though, so I can't complain about that. But this is my method, and I'm always trying to improve it as well, so you learn and you grow. Well, I'm going to call it a day already. I was able to create these pouches, so I made the multi-stripes. I made this really pretty pink bows design, and we have a polka dot pink. These are some of the projects that I created today, as well as the other stuff that I showed you, like using my Cricut to make more decals for my keychains. So it was a lot of back and forth, working here, working there. So I did as much as I could for the day, but I do have to take care of some other errands, grocery shopping, so there are several things. I can't just dedicate all day to making fun and beautiful pouches, even though I would probably want to. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below. Do you guys want to see more videos, more behind the scenes, more vlog style? Like, what exactly do you want to watch? Because at the end of the day, the videos that I post is for you to be able to see. So definitely drop down your opinions. Make sure to give this video a like. It really, really supports the channel. and it does not go unnoticed. So I thank everybody so much for showing all their support, seeing the way that my channel has been growing beyond what I even expected. I'm super grateful, and I want to keep up this momentum. So the way that you encourage me, I'm able to put out more content. So I thank you in advance, and I'll see you when I post another great video. As I'm watching the video back, I'm like, wow, even my hair is getting crazy, but that lets you know how much I've been working behind the scenes. But anyways, yes, God bless you. Have a great day.